No, I didn't. I don't think I'm probably going to get one. But he knows it's a mistake.
Have you seen the replay? Or?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think let's just say I think the referee knows he's made a mistake.
Was the call on Caldwell when he was up when he was going up the challenge, or was it before the play?
Yeah, it's hard to find one, isn't it? Yeah. Might have to ask the referee. But all I can say is I think the guy knows he's made a mistake, and unfortunately, he's probably cost us a really well-deserved win, I think.
You were closest to the play. Did the whistle go before the ball went into the goal or after? Because I couldn't even hear the whistle.
Again, I'm not really sure, but I think the referee he admitted to Stephen and on the field that he got it wrong. So. Yeah, so we have to live with that, and that's life. People make mistakes. We all make mistakes. So what's unfortunate is for 80 minutes of the game, the guys were superb, and I think it just comes. I'm more disappointed because I think they really deserved the win, and it kind of cost them. That was taken away from them.
What about the opening? 5 minutes.
Geez, we're slow out of the blocks, and we see improvements in the team and all that. We're getting close to being a 90-minute team, but it wasn't good enough. And the guys knew it. But what's the reaction after that is probably the key for me. All 11 players asleep, not organised. Very good warm-up. Everybody was mentally in tuned. And it took probably, 5 minutes where they fell asleep, and professional football hurts you. They'll do that. But then for the rest of, for 80 minutes of the game, I thought the passing was fantastic. The 1 and 2 touch, guys up front were smart. Their movement was very intelligent. We were probably just a wee bit. We just needed a wee bit, and we would have won the game very comfortably. But and saying that, and they're such a dangerous team. They're a very good team, and you're always worried about what they've got up top and their midfield. But again, our back line was very solid for 80 minutes, and our midfield was again in shape, very good. Everybody did very well, and I feel awful for them because 3 points was taken away from them.
Ryan, has Andrew Wieneman pinned down that he's always going to be playing when it's raining now?
Yeah, it's some guys have a natural kind of tendency to just kind of fall, just to go into a position where the ball generally falls, and Weeds gets a lot of those goals in training. Just kind of falls through him and bounces around, and for all the good football that we played and all that, it took a really well-crafted set piece. We knew that was going to cause a bit of trouble, and Weeds is in the right position to pick up the little pieces.
Can you say you deserved 3 points though? When it seems like every game there's an early breakdown in the first 20 minutes. I mean, against Seattle, against DC, Daryl, cuts through the defense, and then today there's you're sleeping. Can you say you actually deserved 3 points if you always have that one breakdown per game?
Oh, I understand I understand the reasoning in the question, but like if you're going on and win that game 2-1, which you should have, you don't know. You don't kind of ask that question, do you? So really, I could say to you, yeah, you're right. I mean, Dero hit a worldie, didn't he? Seattle's team, it's not a bad team, is it? They could do that to most teams. So, but you're right though. No excuses. I think I try and get them putting 90-minute performances, but even the best teams in the world have times where it's not going to be nice. But when I look at it, when I look at the whole general picture, we should have won that game, and you don't ask me that question. Dwayne DeZara hits a worldie, and I don't mind conceding worldies because that's life. Can't do much about that. And Seattle's a pretty special team, and again. But I think if you look at the overall picture of the group of guys, there's resilience about us now, I think. I think there's a toughness about us. we don't go and lose. You know, in the past, I think Toronto teams go and lose that game 2 or 3-0. Would you agree with that? So we're getting there. We're not there. We know that. Of course we are. Of course we've got a long way to go, but we're making some nice wee strides.
I would have asked the question, but anyway, what about Urruti? Why is he close to getting to match fit to be able to start? Why?
No.
No. So that's why he was brought in late.
Yeah. No. He's been out of action for a number of weeks, and we have a system. Everybody knows their jobs defensively, and to come in from just out of the blue when you haven't done anything, you don't speak the language, so it's hard to understand where you should be in certain positions. It takes a bit of time. It's a new league for him. Everything, new language, everything. There's been some expectation put on him, probably which shouldn't have been, and so you'll see more of him. Don't worry.
Who's put the expectations on him?
Well, I mean, there's always expectations when you come in as a league DP, if you know what I mean, and so yeah, when he's ready, he'll be ready.
On a kind of positive note, the team is only 1 point behind where they were all of last year. I guess, how do you measure the progress for the club, for the organization, sort of at this point in the season?
Well, obviously, that would have been nice to get to 24 points pretty quickly, but quicker than last year. Would have been nice to get there, but I look at progress in terms of the whole general makeup of the squad, the balance of the squad, balance of the salary cap, the balance of contracts, the balance of the players maturing, everything. So yeah, I'm actually I can sit here and say I'm in a position where I think Toronto's probably in the best situation it's been for a number of years.
Ryan, you mentioned yesterday that Matthias might not be back this season. I believe the prognosis was originally 4 to 6 weeks. Has something changed, or can you just clarify his status?
Yeah, same thing. It's a fractured toe. It's right in kind of the joint. So 4 to 6 weeks, but because it's a joint fracture, it's something that you're going to be very careful with. So I'm not going to rush him back for the sake of 3 games, because it's a joint fracture. And if he reoccurs that again, that 4 to 6 becomes 10 to 12, becomes an annoying thing for a lifetime. So because of the position of the fracture, so we've got to be really careful with him.
Early in the second half, Donald Henry had a moment where he kind of got this little scuffle, and then Morgan kind of flew in. But you see Donald hold him back, and it seemed like earlier in the season maybe Donald would have reacted differently. You see against RSL, he comes in and gets someone out and gets sent off.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've been working on with him? Is that a sign of maturity? What is that?
I think so. I think it's a sign of maturity. I'm glad he didn't do what he did at Royal Salt Lake, because I got fined for that. 4 or 5 guys go flying in. So I think you can see it. I think he's maturing as a guy, and as a person, as a player, and I think all that. I think Ashton Morgan is as well. You saw a bit of red. It's frustrating when a striker does that to you, but I think I think you answered your own question. I think you're right. You saw a matured guy. Having a guy like Stephen beside him, obviously, has elevated that maturity a lot more. He's been so valuable to Danel's progress. But yeah, he's just growing up. He's expect things that's gonna go, where did that come from? But he's just turned 20, so.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.